Welcome, welcome. We're going to put ourselves on some spotlight. Welcome to day 6. Welcome Monday to most of us, except for PETA is in the future.
And anyone watching the recording, any Australians or New Zealanders, or yeah,
Uh,
in the future here with you. Tuesday feels great, just so you know, when it's Tuesday for you, it's kind of feeling fresh and flirty. So
so today
Mm.
is the end of the lone wolf era. And we got a little twist on this today because there's something that moved in the field this weekend. Something has shifted. And today, if we tune into the end of the lone wolf, it's the remembrance of what allows us to rise together is truth and alignment and connection. So we're going to be sharing a little bit about what happened, and we had to rework our outline a little bit, but we realized that it's all perfectly divinely orchestrated exactly as it's supposed to. And yeah, we're gonna explore this frequency of what came through me and PETA this weekend.
Mm.
All right, so we're gonna start with our oil.
Yeah, hang on. I've
Can I
left
just
mine over
share real
here.
quick? So PETA and I both have this Isis Oracle. And so PETA, I forgot to show you. I put on my little
I
Isis necklace
noticed it.
today.
I noticed
Okay.
it.
And
It's
I've got
beautiful.
this Isis um from Sage Goddess.
Oh my God,
And
I immediately want it.
and actually it was Sarah, one of Sarah from Mastery a while ago who gave this to me. So anyway,
Oh,
I
beautiful.
I'm gonna connect with Isis today. So yeah, so putting a drop
Mm.
into your hands, rubbing your hands together. Bringing your hands over your auric field, and we'll do that 3 times. Mm. And then when you're ready, just closing your eyes. And if you'd like to place a hand on your heart and hand on your belly, just anointing yourself or wherever your hands end up being drawn to. Taking this moment first to just connect with yourself, your own truth. Coming into this body, into the sovereignty that you are. And we are spiraling from sovereignty back into sisterhood today. So feeling that breath in the body, feeling your own heartbeat. I welcome you as a member for this gathering. I open the circle to share space with you and honor your truth. I hold you as a member today of our sacred space. This is my gift to you. You belong. I'm your sister who sees your power and your truth as a leader. I feel and honor your heart. I accept you for who you are and who you are not. Thank you for showing up in this world and today in this circle. Put down your sword, my sweet sister, for I have come to hold your hand. Release your shield, my dear friend, for I now support you safe in my arms. Speak to me, dear one, whispering, shouting, dancing your heart's deepest desires. Cry with me as we again hold each other, swamping in the face of our pain and fears. Illuminate your brilliance, my beautiful goddess, reflecting like the full moon, the sun's explicit offering. Allow me, as you would a child, the dreams that once danced in your night vision. Build with me, my sister, as we roll up our sleeves and dig deep into the fertile soil of our collective good, co creating together balance, harmony, and peace on earth. a new world of divine feminine leadership. Breathing that in and then exhale. When you're ready, opening your eyes. And we're going to stitch in. So grabbing your candle and lighting your candle, and then you're going to stitch your word, your name, where you're calling from, and what are you stitching in today? And I'm getting really deep in here. I need
I
a
think
little
with the
more.
stitch as well, maybe I want to peek, like get your kind of juices flowing. And the question we'd love for you to just one word it is like, what's one thing I'm tired of holding alone?
Yeah, I'll put that in the
Yeah,
chat
thank
here.
you.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, stitching in with what's one thing I'm tired of holding alone. Mm. Mm. Are you kidding me, Anya?
Is that what you were thinking? Did you have the same word?
One with vision.
I know. We can't make this stuff up. I love it. City says, myself, especially cooking. Yes. I can so relate. Snowflower intimacy. Everything Susan said, we can go with that answer. Yes. The weight of others' expectations. Yeah.
Um, for some reason, my Zoom is thing in my hand. I can't type anything, or I lost. You know,
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
I might go out and back.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
This is interesting, this idea of cooking. Feels like a metaphor for something even bigger, right? Like there's something about like the way in which we are providing the nourishment, right, for our family, for loved ones, and that, sometimes it feels like we're the only one who's providing that nourishment. So I love that a few of you had this cooking thing. Yeah. Okay. How's PETA doing? PETA, how you doing? You want to leave and come back, and I'll start going on okay.
Yeah, I try. It won't let me.
Yeah. Okay. Try exiting and come back.
Yeah.
Okay. So recapping our spiral. So what I love about this is that we're spiraling, right? And so it's like we're going to the next octave of the spiral. So, day two, we were on sisterhood, right? So we went from sovereignty on Friday back into sisterhood. And then if we look at day two was this relational truth. And then day six is like relational leadership. So it's like we're in the spiral. And so it's transitioning from individual brilliance into this collective coherence. And what is that really going to take? So did PETA exit and come back? Shoot. Do we need to PETA?
Can you kick me out? I can't. I've oh, no.
Did you try leaving the Zoom room?
Yeah. It's just stuck. Can you kick me out? Can you
Kick you out?
kick me out?
Um, hmm. I don't know. Can we kick her out, Dominique? She's the host.
Yeah, so um
Host?
Hold
yeah,
on. I'm reclaiming host. Okay.
okay.
Now let's see if I can. Let me.
We can remove her
We can remove her.
now that you took over host. Okay, I
I
removed her.
removed her.
Yeah.
Let's see what that does. Okay, so continuing on this conversation. So, what I have realized and what I have been so present to is that community and this idea of the real authentic sisterhood that we cultivate and that we are um, understanding here is the thing that really calls us up. And we've talked about this concept before, but I am more present to it than ever before as we continue to be in this conversation and being in this living field, what feels like real-time medicine that Peta and I have been working with, right? And it's like every single time it feels like the outlines were hard to make until we're literally like right about to do the thing. Like right before, it's like, oh, it comes through. And it's almost like we're in the co-creation of this in real time. And so this idea of community and sisterhood being the thing that calls us up into our future selves, into the most expanded version of ourselves, into this new frequency. And so it's almost like, what does this community look like as really truly the new currency, right? And looking at the value that we get from sisterhood and not as like a commodity, right? But as a way of, wow, like what am I getting from being in this level of community where we're naming the things, where we're creating this deep listening for each other, where we are truly in this right relationship with one another. And I feel like I have been in such an expansion portal ever since the circle medicine that I was doing back in September and going through the withhold process and going through this process with Charlene and Peta and then being here in this field with all of you. There's an expansion happening, right? Like this is that future feminine that's really truly calling us up. And that what I'm seeing more than ever is that we, as much as we sometimes want to take a break from it, because it can be a lot, and that's kind of what happened this weekend was like, oh my gosh, we really need a break from everything. Like, no technology this weekend. Can I just read a book all weekend? Like, I don't want to do anything. No, girls, we're not doing sleepovers. We're not doing play dates. We are just relaxing this weekend, right? But at the same time, it's like I can feel the pulse of the community around me, right? And so it's not an escape from it, it's a recharge so that we can re-engage. And this idea of what does it look like for me to stay connected while in my sovereignty, right? That's where we were Friday. I was like, okay, if I'm in my sovereignty, and there's times when I need my space, and there's times when I need to recharge, and there's times when I need to unplug, but how do I remain connected? So there's a difference here, right? Than avoiding or going MIA, right? It's even like Peta and I going into the weekend with this very clear intention together of let's not talk all weekend until Sunday, right? And how often do we actually consciously create those breaks from partners, even from our kids, or from sisterhood, right? Where we're actually naming that I need this break versus disappearing. And how many times have I seen women just check out and disappear with zero communication? So, this idea of communication as the thing that keeps us connected while still being in our sovereignty. And I'm just going to check in. Okay, so just seeing what happened to PETA here. She'll be back when she's back. So, we've got this dependence, right, of where we merge and collapse into one another. And then we've got this independence, like this hyper independence, right? Where we don't need anyone and we're totally operating in the lone wolf and there's almost like a toxicity in the way in which women have been conditioned to be in that hyper independence. And then there's this middle ground of where we are in community, and that is interdependence, right? We're in a co-creative synergy. We are using next level communication, conscious communication. We are mutually supportive. There's a giving and receiving. There is the shared genius where we are really honoring one another's light, one another's brilliance. And there's the sustainable expansion, right? And so we can allow truth to move without fracturing us, right? Like we can allow truth to move through and hold each other through the evolution. And that's what I feel like has been exactly what's been happening in this 9-day experience. And just tuning into what is the truth in this moment. And there's something that's also happening on the planet right now around we're becoming more and more digitalized as a society, right? AI is pretty much going to be replacing so many jobs out there. Already has, right? We it's far outpacing our intelligence. Like it's kind of ridiculous what is happening in real time. This year is the year where AI is like full on. There is like this merging that's happening with man and machine, right? That we only thought about with like the Terminator and these movies, but like wow, it's actually here. But AI cannot replace this relational resonance, right? It can teach information, it can synthesize, it's really, really good at that, but it's not able to really connect with our nervous systems. It can't really do attunement. It can't have relational intelligence as much as it tries to, right? When you're talking to ChatGPT and it's like talking to someone who is just constantly fluffing you, right? Saying exactly what you wanted to say. And it definitely cannot create this living field. It definitely cannot ever have the circle medicine that we have. And so it's like, okay, we could be getting more fractured, more divided, more separated, more isolated, more in the lone wolf silos with this technology that's here to stay. Or we can choose to lean more into that human connection, right? And that we just have this opportunity as women who really understand the importance of sisterhood, understand the importance of the heart to heart and the relational piece. And this is why, at the thing that feels most essential and most critical for 2026 is how do we all get in the room together? Because otherwise, and I was just getting this like a year or two ago, and I was like, oh my God, my entire life, I'm like, wow, I talk community, I talk sisterhood, but it's all online. Where is the actual living embodiment of all of this that I'm talking about with Circle? And yes, I had a monthly Circle going on in San Diego, but um, this was right around that time when I moved back to San Diego for the year. But I was like, wow, I am literally like in a digital world and I'm craving and desiring more of the touch, more of the being in connection, being able to see you eye to eye, like feeling the flesh, like all of that, that we're just never going to get on Zoom, you know? Yeah, real hugs, Amy says. Okay, PETA's back. Um, so yeah, there's these ways in which we get to learn really truly how to take up space with one another, right? Or to share the space where, and this has been the thing with me and Peta, is like we don't get to shrink. We don't need to shrink. We both get to be in our brilliance together. And when we are together in the same room, in the same reality, like, versus she's a day ahead of us on Zoom. Um, wow, like, yeah, like to actually share that space together and to really actually feel that in the body of being able to share the space together and not feel like I need to shrink so that she can't, like that she can shine. And, we get in this whole dance with one another versus this calling each other up, right? And doing that together in the same room. Peta,
Mm,
Amy has a question for you. Have you checked which data
mm.
connections you complete with each other?
Uh, yes, of course I have. And and I can't tell you them all right off the top of my head right now. However, we actually complete the whole chart. So when you put Tanya and my charts together, like every single center is defined. And yeah, some pretty amazing channels pop up and yeah, so it's very activating, very activating when we combine our energy. And so I'm feeling I'm annoyed with technology for making me have to boot out,
As we're
right?
having that
I'm like,
conversation.
right? And I'm like, what did I miss? What's happening? But I know I haven't missed anything. And so I guess I just want to take a minute just to reorientate myself into the space. And I love this taking up space without shrinking. And when I think into that, I think about one of the messages we shared with each other. I can't tell you when, but in the last few months, was we actually had a conversation around. So I think Tanya, you said something like, I don't want to feel like I have to lead this all myself.
Mhm.
And I sent you a message and said, babe, I'm right here. I've got you. And we are standing shoulder to shoulder. We are there together on the stage, doing it like I'm there with you. And I think, reflecting on, um, as always, using our relationship as the microcosm of the macro and the message that's coming through and wanting to be woven through, just really witnessing our trajectory and expansion as individual women, but also as women who are friends and women who are share a similar vision for, like what our purpose is and how we love being able to activate ourselves and other women and essentially be stewards of the divine feminine. And it's just uncanny how, the constant weaving of our lives, past, present, future, and how we, as I say, have grown and are able to tap into one another. But my point being, I feel like this moment in time is actually where we have truly been able to meet one another without shrinking.
Yeah.
And right? And that takes exquisite commitment, willingness, consciousness, because isn't this is all about the lone wolf. Like, why did we become lone wolves? Right? Because it felt too risky
Mm.
being together, because all of our shit comes up. All of
Yeah.
our, what about me? Who's gonna like just all of it, all the ugly truth comes up.
Hmm.
And we don't want to face it. We don't want to be in it. We don't want to hurt each other. We shapeshift, we morph, we do all these things. We apologize, we over explain, we go distant, we make up stories in our head about, oh well, this is obviously, not meant to be. Or and also, what if we could just keep our hearts open? Like the quick 101 of how to take up space and continue being collaborative in a interdependent way. How do we keep our hearts open? How do we stay in conversation? How do we stay in connection? How do we truly let each other shine? How do we truly let each other shine? And, I was sitting over the weekend. I know I haven't been here for a little bit of the conversation, but I was sitting over the weekend. I thought, what is the medicine here? What is life showing us? What is the alchemy that's actually happening here? And I really got this sense of we're both showing each other where we are overdoing, overcommitting, overworking, and being in exhaustion. So I wasn't on day 5 call, even though I'd committed to, because I was actually, my eyes had become swollen and my adrenal system was just saying, sister, like you got to take a break. And I had to manage my own inner feelings around FOMO. If I'm not there, but in the end, that wasn't even an issue. I just knew I felt safe and secure in myself, in our relationship, in what we're co-creating. And I think this is the real-time transmission of the spiral of the right relationship. And
Mm.
inviting in, and I think as well, tomorrow we step into source, because of course we have to invite in the mystery and the not knowing and but I'm still here, I'm still in it, I'm still willing to co-create, even though I can't see all the pieces, because we want certainty so that we feel safe. And
Mm.
also certainty can actually like box us in, because the power of possibility is that we don't know. And how do we stay open and each of us shine our light in this way? So I know I've gone off on a riff. This is what I do,
Oh,
but
perfect.
cool. All
Now
right.
I get to bring it back, right? So what I was
Land
talking
it
about,
for me,
Rita,
mama.
was I was talking about technology and AI, which was interesting that you were having that um literally like
The
technology
glitch.
taking you out. Yeah, you're having this glitch and like the importance of us being together and like really getting this around the human connection as AI and becoming in this digital world can actually just keep separating us, right? And we see this in the world. It's like there's so much division, so much separation. so much of where we're just in front of screens, and like the importance of us coming together. And I haven't actually named the thing of what happened this weekend where
Okay.
I said we consciously decided that we needed a break. I mean, you couldn't
Mm-hmm.
even get on the call because you needed a break.
Mm-hmm.
And we both were like, we're so exhausted. And I think part of the exhaustion was we have just been so deep in the medicine, doing such deep, energetic work, like
Mm-hmm.
such deep, energetic work. And sometimes you have to just integrate, rest.
Mm-hmm.
But what
Yeah.
came through that actually was kind of coming through all week was I was like, I can't do this membership.
Mm-hmm.
And PETA had kind of said something earlier, and then I get a message Sunday night saying PETA says something in the field shifted, and I was like, "You're right. I don't want to do this membership. It's just not. It doesn't feel like the correct structure." And sometimes we get so attached, right? But that is not. It's like, yes, we have these vehicles and these structures and these containers for community and for sisterhood, but that is not the thing, right? That is the masculine. What is the feminine? What's the truth? And that is like what is truly aligned, what feels like the thing that really wants to come through. And like the only thing that feels 100% true in every cell in my body is a live event together, a live retreat together. That's the thing I want with PETA. That is the thing I want with all of you. Like I want to be in person with all of you. Like I am tired of just seeing you on a screen. And I want all of you to have the reaction that PETA had with me, where she's like, "Who is this tiny little midget?" Oh my
Pocket
God, I thought
rocket.
you were
I was
six
like
feet
pocket
tall
rocket.
and you're not. You're like, I'm like 5'3". I'm tiny. I'm a
I
little
like, you
Tanya.
feel tall. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? No, but like,
Uh,
oh my God, like I'm just thinking back to when we did Feminine Uprising Live and having 70 women in the room. Like there's just nothing like that. Like, and I'm like, ah, okay, it's time. Let's start doing that again. Let's do it.
yeah,
What are we
yeah,
waiting for?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, like, oh, all the things. One of the first things that Tanya and I said to each other when we first got on this call this morning was like, oh, I just want to hug you. Like, I
Yeah.
just want to hug you. And this is what we're craving. This is what we're calling out for. And the other piece that is so freaky is I had been sitting with, as I say, we've made this commitment to really be living true to our human design, living true to our purpose, our, you know, destiny, if you will. And so when you do that, life shows you all the ways that you're not. Because when you commit to it, it's like, okay, if you really want to play this game, let's go. And so it can be very confronting, and also it can be very cleansing. And so with with what Tanya was sharing around that message, because we both had a heaviness around the membership, but we couldn't articulate it. We both are craving and really wanting community. Like we knew that for sure. So we're like, what is the vehicle? How do we do this? How do we create this? Because we are in the divine orchestration, the divine dance. We know that this is happening for a reason. Like this is just kismet. I don't even know what that means, but I know people use it in this circumstance, right? Because like, and it's kind of like, can we get ourselves out of the way to really see and feel what actually wants to come through? And, I always love working with a generator because I'm like, tell me, what does your sacral say? What does your sacral say? And like Tanya says, I just keep feeling this yes for this yes for this. And I'm like, oh yeah, kismet is destiny and fate, right? And so I want to be real with you. There was some big sadness too. Like I felt some sadness in the conversation that we were having around, I don't think this is the right way. And I had to sit with, like, well, what is the sadness in me? Um, and I still don't know 100% how to articulate that. And I feel like I'm in the discovery of that. And because, like Tanya had voiced as well, like I feel this heaviness and this sadness within me. And yet I know this is true. And so I think that piece is important to share, because when you're co-creating in a sisterhood, when you're co-collaborating, how do we be in the pivot without the collapse? How do we get the medicine that is available to us? How do we put down our defense strategies, like put down your sword, my sweet sister, I've come to hold your hand, right? How do we do that in real time and allow ourselves to feel all the feels and not step over those, not bypass that, not be in there, oh, well, that isn't relevant. And also, can I be open to what actually wants to come through? Can I? And so we're open to the yes, most certainly. We're open to the power that we have together in person. And I'll share with you, on Saturday morning, I'm sitting on the couch because on Friday I'd left Tanya a message and I said, I think we just need to let's just take a break. Can we, let's just turn off? Because I feel, because that's right, things are circulating. We had some uncertainty, things are circulating. And I said, I feel like it's going to land if we just stop thinking about it, if we take a break. And we took a break. And on Saturday morning, I'm sitting on my couch and I'd just finished reading a great book. And it's like Source had a minute to catch me, right? And I picked up my phone and all of a sudden I had this full body like clang moment. And I was just like, whoa, um, something's like something shifted. This has changed. And it was, it was Tanya, something's changed. Like it just got my attention. And, as we were kind of talking about this through our Telegram, at that exact moment on Friday, Tanya's time, something pivotal happened for her too.
Yeah.
And so we're just in the trust of it, we don't know all of it, but we do know this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I just want to speak into what do we,
Yeah, Kim, we were actually talking about that. Can we meet virtually before live? Yeah, and so what we were thinking is we could have some calls that are leading up to the live experience that are really having everyone feel connected. And then we have that live connection. And then again, it's like we're ramping up, connecting, have that live experience, and then the integration, we have a couple calls to like really have it land, because there's so much
mm,
that happens when you're live in
mm,
person and you need to integrate that. Yeah, and it's nice to know that you're not alone doing that integration. So, yeah, 100%.
yeah. I want to
Yeah.
just read what Tanya has written too.
Oh,
Tanya says, is it Tanya? Tanya, I'm not sure.
Tanya.
I've
Yeah.
been I've been here with an open heart, not feeling the membership as a mastery graduate attending retreat with you in San Diego and now FFM. Something here was not landing for me. Thank you for trusting your intuition. Yeah, thank you for that reflection because, like potentially it could have been, oh no, this is going to be a failed thing. Oh no, we're not doing what we said. But also, we're in the trusting of this is co creation in real time. And we made a commitment we were going to share every step of the way with you in
Yeah.
transparency because we don't often get to see this kind of stuff, do we? Like,
No.
we generally just get to see when we're witnessing other leaders, we generally just get to see the polished version or the end result and not so much of the behind the scenes of what it actually really requires. And so I just feel very expanded in my heart and in the divine surrender. Okay. We thought we were in control.
Mhm.
That's funny.
And we have a couple ideas and things that we're just allowing it to come through. I'm really reminded of when I created the very first Open Your Heart circle program that started pretty much this whole thing, right? I had just written the book. I invited women to come into the 6 week, like I did 6 weeks. We're going to go through this journey 6 weeks through the first six chapters of my book. Then we're going to have the book launch, and everyone's going to read a passage of their choice at the book launch. And then that was it. And then the group's like, wait, we want to keep going. And I'm like, okay. So we had a co-creation meeting, and someone was like, well, duh, let's just continue with the second half of the book? And what I remember was like, I was literally just getting one step at a time. And it was like, that's all that was being revealed. And I just had to trust in the process. And it's almost like, feels like that's happening again in this particular
Mm.
instant. And I'm like, this isn't about PETA. This isn't about the two of us. This is something else is wanting it. This is like really trusting that sacral yes or no. And like, okay, let's go with that. And who cares if we spent all this time and energy creating, the membership page and making a video and like all the things and putting it out there. Now what's everyone gonna think? Like, are they gonna not trust us? And, is this no, because we're like, no, we're not in a collapse. We're totally staying in this beautiful like co-creation still. We're like, it's not done. We're still leading for, a couple more days here of this experience. Like, this is the medicine. Let's
Mm.
let's just fully immerse ourselves in this initiation into whatever it's providing us and everyone else?
100%. It is an initiation, and we say this all the time with whenever we're bringing a creative project to the world, to life, it is an initiation. And so we're just sharing that initiation real time, which I think is really, really powerful. And something else was kind of coming through that I wanted to speak to Tanya around. I want to name the thing that potentially is in the space. I don't, it's not in my space, but I'm naming the thing.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know that this is not Tanya saying, I'm going back on what I committed to with you.
Mm.
Like, it is like, I don't feel, even though Zoom fucking kicked me out, or I needed to be kicked. I don't feel kicked out or excluded or left out or abandoned by Tanya at all. And I
Mhm.
think that this is really important and crucial because we have both learned. So yeah, we've both been in the learning and the growing and the evolving. And I never once felt that. And we just kept, because we've been in this practice, we just kept leaning in. And so I just want to, I guess, bring you all into this conversation. Like, what does this bring up for you? Have you
Mm.
felt have you been in some type of co-creation where it hasn't actually panned out as you had envisaged or planned? And potentially, because I know I've done it in the past, I made it wrong and I wasn't available for what else wants to come through. Like, what else wants to be part of this co-creation? And can I feel into and remind myself of my sovereignty? Again, like all these beautiful steps of teaching the how to stay present in right relationship, in feminine leadership, in our sovereignty and the sisterhood. And Amy's saying it's watching divine flow in action.
Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, I'm really curious if anyone has would like to take the mic and share, what does this bring up for you? Yeah.
Or do we even want to
I'm
do some
wanting.
paired shares first?
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe
Yeah.
it's like even not about me and PETA, but like what might this be bringing up in your own life? Is there a
Yeah.
truth that's like revealing to you in this moment, and yeah, is this sparking something within you, a
Mm,
question or a thought or idea or something, right? So, yeah, so
mm,
let's just do a quick little breakout with a pair, with a partner, and then we could come back and we could have a couple of people share in the main group.
yeah. And notice what story comes up for me because we go
Ah,
into a story, right?
yes.
Like what story comes up for me? Mm,
Dominique's doing, I think Dominique's gonna do
yeah, I think
breakouts.
she is. I think she is. How long are we doing it for?
Yeah, I opened the rooms already.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
2 minutes each.
Yeah.
Let's just take our remove spotlight. Okay.
Someone
Um,
in the waiting room.
I let her in. She's joining.
Tasha. Okay, and then everyone's in a group. Okay, cool.
Can I speak into
Dominique?
the space?
Yes.
Um, I
Oh, wait,
was
let's say hi to Tasha real quick. Hi,
okay.
Tasha. We're in a breakout right. Oh, okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Um, yeah, so just as you were talking, I was thinking that obviously all the work that you've done thus far, was for a reason. It was necessary, whatever, creating this experience. But also, even after you have your touch point with the retreat, that may spark something, the next thing that needs to be birthed. And maybe it is some form of the membership, who knows what's going to come out of that, what's going to be sparked from preparing and designing and hosting that retreat, the next phase for you. Um,
Oh,
yeah, that was just something that dropped in while you were talking.
Mm. You know, there's also been a little piece in I don't know if it sits in the back of my mind or on my heart around it feels like this potentially is the great co-creation experiment. You know, like and it's like we're just being given enough to know what the next step is, what the next step is. And perhaps, the co-creation has started, well, initially like with Charlene as well, and then it's been carried forward with Tanya and I, and then, this group. I'm in the curiosity about that. So I'm hearing what you're saying, Dominique, and also I think the biggest lesson for me is really just letting go of the outcome, like
Yeah, I also
you
like what
speak.
you said, Peta, that you realized, oh, I'm not in control. We're not in control. And I was like, yeah, that's it. Whatever the Divine Mother is wanting to come through, because I could feel it last week through the transmission. I could feel, like you said, the little drops of things coming through. And it's just like, obviously, this is a container for that to start to morph and marinate and whatever that is and start weaving it into the other souls that are here as well. So there's something there. And
yeah.
this is this and what I took from what's happening here is like this is a new way of being. This is a new way of doing that's being introduced, right? And we have to stay in that curiosity and be open conduits for that and flow whatever way it's guiding us to be. So I think that this is perfect um for it. Is that
Oh
what
my
you
God,
had?
Dominic, I just got full body chills with what you just said. right? Then I'm
I'm
like,
having
there's
so many downloads and so many ideas and just like so much is popping for me right now. I feel like I'm a firework right now.
that my whole body's like,
Right? Yeah. I'm like
yes,
Dominique is helping co-create and like activating right now. How are we on
yeah.
time? Should we bring everyone back?
I haven't been keeping time. Did
Me
we put a
neither.
timer on?
Again,
Yeah,
just
bring
going
them
with the
back.
flow. All right,
Yeah, bring them back.
I'll close
Yeah.
it.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta share something. I'll wait till everyone gets back.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay. How was that, everyone? Word in the chat. Word in the chat. How you feeling? And does anyone want to share anything in the large group? You could just put your little virtual hand up. Mm. Kismet. That's funny. We were having fireworks in our breakout with Dominique. Dominique was dropping truth bombs and Pete and I are like I have so many
Um,
ideas and so much just like rushing through me. It's incredible. Like, yeah, when you just trust the energy and then it just starts flowing. And then that's how I work, right? It's like all of a
mhm.
sudden the floodgates have opened and like there is so much energy moving through me. And it's like the train has left the station, the ship has left the dock. Yeah,
Get on.
curious and open to possibilities. All right, anyone want to share? We do have another question for you.
Oh, I'll
Sunflower,
share.
snowflower, not sunflower, snowflower. Come here, baby. There
That's
you are.
funny. That's just what Kim called me. Um, so Kim and I connected, and I think we both really agreed that how many dozens, if not hundreds of times in our lives, have we had a commitment, personal or professional, and a week later, oh shit, another day, another time is so much better. Oh, but I made the commitment. I can't change it. And we get the courage, and I try to be like so polite, like, I could still do that day and time, but this other day and time would be better. And at least 9 out of 10 times, the other woman, could be a man, but usually a woman says, oh, that other day and time is so much better for me too. So it's like they were holding their breath also on the
Mm,
same, for the same purpose. So that's what this feels like to us.
mm.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Yay. Big beans
Mhm.
for you. And I love, Snowflower's been here since the beginning. It's been forever. Like you're one of the OGs of the OGs. All right. So we had another question for you. And how do I stay connected when something changes? Not trying to figure it out, not avoiding discomfort, but how do I remain in right relationship? How do I honor my truth without disappearing? How do I stay in the field instead of going silent? And this is what unlocks the relational leadership. So, yeah, anyone want to share like what comes up for you? Because I'm looking at our time clock here. I don't know about another paired share, but how do you stay connected when something changes, or what comes up for you right now? Hmm. Yeah, City.
So I think when I've seen that when something changes and if it is as per the highest divine good, then I noticed that I hardly get any registrations for that event.
Mm.
And like it just happened, we were doing one father wound circle. It was due like a 3 series father wound circle with my sister, like soul sister here. And then I told in the previous circle about the physical abuse that I went to, and coincidentally, we did not receive any registrations for that circle. And I felt so grateful because I did not have energy to do it in December. So, what helps me is meditation and detaching from the identity that that's me, because generally we tend to attach that it is me, like it is me who is canceling, it is me, like everything is me. But then I remind myself that no, I mean, I am doing divine work here and it's not me, like it's not my human self. Otherwise I get conflicted between that. And I, if with spiritual work we have to I think differentiate between that. So that's what helps me, the meditation. And
Mm. Thank you. Hmm. Okay. And one thing I also want to mention is, again, knowing your human design, understanding if you have that sacral response, right? And knowing and understanding your own body, your own design is such a big part of this, right? Like, I mean, I feel like I'm now starting to master my emotional wave. I'm not anywhere near close, but I'm so much more conscious of it. And I'm like, wow, this is really serving me, and how much it would have served me in the past when I have overridden it, right? Um, and so, I'm just curious, like how many of you have been intrigued or wanting to know more about your human design? Because I think that has been so key for me and PETA here, of create like the living field is knowing and operating and being in relationship with our human design and seeing how that interacts. And as someone was talking about earlier about me and PETA and like all of our design, our centers being complementary, I'm like, wow, like actually think about that in terms of the whole circle, right? And how it's really truly how we complement each other and how we create that harmony and coherence. And the more that we do understand the design, our design, and then starting to see how those designs interact, like this truly is the next level of circle leadership and coming together in circle, period, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is it really is it is, the future feminine is talking about us being ready for being in our most coherent,
Mm.
fullest expression. And human design and gene keys and astrology, I love using all those three together,
Yeah.
is the way that we discover ourselves in a new way, and how we discover each other in a new way. And it's this living, breathing technology that you have to experiment with. If you just have it in your head, it's just words. Whereas when you're in the real time experimenting of it, you are learning and understanding. And yeah, it's so incredible. And something when we were in the breakouts, when Tanya and I are like popping, and Dominique has just come in and just said this beautiful truth, and we're like, damn girl, this is like just putting the actual words to it, of this feeling I've had around that. It feels like this co-creation is, there's something else that wants to co-create with, so obviously source co-creating with us, but actually, like, what if it's just giving us breadcrumbs? because what Dominique was saying is it feels like maybe at this retreat, something else is going to pop. And I'm like, yeah, I wonder if it's actually like Source is saying, I want everyone there to be to co-create what is next, because it is requiring the field, right? It is requiring the community. It is true co-creation as a coherent field. And something Richard Rudd talks about with Gene Keys is this concept of synarchy, not hierarchy. And it's more than equality, it's synarchy. And when we're all in coherence with ourselves and each other and the field, do you like all my hand movements? This is synarchy, and it's a really exciting thing. Gets my juices flowing. Yeah.
We're gonna start closing here. So I think we're gonna anchor in with something. So I'm gonna ask everyone to stand. If you could all stand with me and just feeling your feet pressing against the floor, putting a little bit of bounce in your knees. So you're just kind of really grounding in. And then a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. And feel this, and whether you want to say it to yourself or just say it out loud, I stay connected even when things change. I stay connected even when things change.
I stay connected even when things change.
And I am available for support as I walk my truth. I
am available for support as I walk my truth.
Because that truly is what the end of that lone wolf era is, us allowing our sisters to contribute to us, right? Allowing that support in. How many times we push away, we have to figure it out on our own, we have to disappear, right? Like, this is truly the new way of the future feminine. Oh, all right. So we're going to close up. And yeah, we're going to be just we're redoing the we're redoing the page for the retreat. And so we'll let you know when that's happening. We're just being
We're
present
weaving.
right now. We're weaving.
We're in the dance.
Let me give you a couple things, and then Peta, if you want to kind of talk about tomorrow. But here's our companion sheet, and here's our Facebook post to share on today. Yeah. Anything you want to say about tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow is really, I feel like we've had this kind of breakthrough moment. We've had this like opening. I was going to say we've got ourselves out of the way. I'm not do you know what I mean? Like, we've got ourselves out of the way and we're actually available for what wants to come through. And so tomorrow we're weaving up the spiral into source. So I don't 100% know what's coming through tomorrow, but I do know that it is really about us welcoming in that that divine intelligence, that divine possibility, that like we're in the field already. And when we're looking, where are my edges, where are your edges, and then it's actually like there's this source that's weaving all through it as well. So that sounds very abstract, but it is what it is, and that is the beauty of it. It's the mystery. We're in the mystery.
We actually have it as sacred union, where energetic
Oh,
mastery stabilizes the field. Oh, that feels so perfect.
okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually. I'm looking forward to speaking into that and then seeing it's sacred union with source, sacred union with self, sacred union with each other. Kind of beautiful and poetic. So I'm looking forward to that one.
All right,
Mm.
sisters, let's all stitch out. I think I forgot to stitch out on Friday. I remember. What are you stitching out with? Trust.
Mm.
Oh, Yumi's with me on the trust.
I'm stitching out with mystery, the unknown,
Yeah.
hope, excitement, openness, trust, gratitude, power, trust, joy, fertile void, ooh,
Ooh.
visioning, openness for support, connection, inspiration. Mm. And I want to also, something else has just dropped in that Dominique had said, which felt incredibly powerful. She said, it feels like we're being shown the new way and it's being uncovered as we're going. And that's when Tanya and I just went, yes. So thank you, every one of you, for continuing to be in here on the ride with us. We so appreciate your presence, your energy, your faces, your thoughts, your feelings, your all of it. So we are co-creating and weaving this field together, and it feels pretty amazing. So thank you.
One big experiment, right? The experience is
Yeah.
an experiment.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, sisters, we'll
Yeah.
see you tomorrow.
Ah.
Yay.